Iqoo just released the Neo 8 series, the main dual-core, first-hand deep-seat subscription. Let's take a look. This is Neo 8, the positioning is 2000 price range, cost-effective than the God Machine. The outer packaging is a more colorful model. The content is a layer of mobile phone, a layer of data cable and charging head, and transparent protective case and pin. The front of the fuselage is a full-of-a-seat screen with a hollow in the middle. The forehead is 3.53 mm. The headphone is well hidden, and it is on the plastic base. The lens is 16 megapixel s5k3p9. The diameter of the hole is about 4.14 mm, and the touch can be ignored. The screen is 6.78 inch, and the body is passed through two cutting edges, which makes the frame look very thin, and the grip will be more clear and firm, and the gap is not large, and it will not be stiff. The back is a large and thick back cover. The metal-painted frame will have a metal grain feel. The top is a red cable remote control, and the charging port at the bottom is in the base. The width of the frame is about 3.05 mm, and the width of the chin is about 4.26 mm. The top and bottom are symmetrical, so that the horizontal screen will also have a good look. The screen fingerprint is a white light solution. The speed and accuracy are good, and you can unlock it without triggering micro light. The position is a little lower, and you need to pay attention to the center of gravity when you hold the phone. There are 3 colors on the back, and they are also made of 3 materials. Red is lychee leather, blue is porcelain glass, and black is glass. The texture of the sand is smooth. All the highlights and edges are not metal. Neo 8 is a dual lens. The main camera is Samsung's G550MP, which supports optical anti-shake, and the other is a depth of field lens, 2MP pixel GC02. The thickness of the fuselage is 8.5 mm with a film. The lens protrusion is 10.74 mm, and the weight is 197.03 g. The finger is just on the back cover of the big lake, so the horizontal and vertical screen have a good grip, and it is also very stable on the table. There will be no rattling. Next, let's look at the details. OLED is a blue diamond array. The resolution is 2800 x 1260, which is a little more than 1080p, but when watching the video, there will be a situation of non-point-to-point shortcut. The maximum brightness in the hand is 500 nits, the overall exposure is 1000 nits, and the total can reach 1300 nits. This is the 16,000 level brightness adjustment and the auto adjustment of anti-tiredness, which can reduce the fatigue of watching the screen for a long time. The refresh rate is a total of 4, the maximum is 144 Hz, which is more than the normal 120 Hz, but only 60 Hz and 144 Hz can be selected. Software that does not support 144 Hz will remain at 120 Hz, and the screen will automatically drop to 60 Hz when not refreshed to save power. The maximum touch-to-body ratio is 1200 Hz, and it also supports a 10x touch-to-body ratio. In terms of lighting, the high brightness is the same as the refresh rate of the LEDC, which is lower than 30% brightness and will trigger 2160 Hz PWM, and the flash is relatively small. There are 3 modes of color. The professional mode is 95.3% sRGB, the green color will be slightly less. The average gray ratio is 2.1, the average color ratio is 2.2, the maximum is 3.9. The standard mode has a 96.2% P3 color gamut, the average color ratio is 3.8, the maximum is 7.1. The color correction scheme is basically a warm color mode. The average color ratio can reach 2.3, the maximum is 3.5. The current mode color gamut is 79.9% BT.2020. The average color ratio is 3.3, the maximum is 6.7. The overall performance is medium to medium. The configuration is the high-end Snapdragon 8+1. The 4nm process runs at 136W. The memory is 12 or 16 GB. The overall performance is average at 6400 MB per second.